Hey everyone, welcome back. What if Russia didn't have a military at all? No army, no navy, no air force, no nukes. This isn't just a thought experiment, it's about understanding global politics and power balance. So, grab your thinking caps and let's explore. We're counting down the top 10 consequences. Welcome to our channel. Let's dive in. First off, let's talk money. Russia spends billions on its military. Imagine all that money suddenly freed up. Sounds great, right? Not so fast. Demilitarization means massive economic restructuring. Factories would scramble to produce consumer goods. This rapid shift leads to instability. Think unemployment, inflation, the whole shebang. Plus, Russia's influence in the energy market would dwindle, dealing another blow to its economic standing. A country without a military is vulnerable to attack. Russia's vast size and resources would tempt its neighbors. Historically, Russia's geography made it a target. Without a military, Russia would be a sitting duck. Vulnerability extends to cyber attacks and espionage. For better or worse, Russia has long been a major player on the world stage. But in our hypothetical scenario, that influence takes a nosedive. Without a military to back up its diplomatic efforts, Russia's voice in international affairs would be significantly diminished. Its ability to shape global events, forge alliances, or let's be honest, rivalries, and advance its interests would be severely curtailed. Imagine a world where Russia isn't a major player in arms treaties, peacekeeping operations, or international crises. It's a significant shift in the global power balance. Militaries aren't just for fighting external enemies, they also maintain internal stability. In a vast and diverse country like Russia, a strong central authority is crucial. Imagine that authority lacking the means to enforce its will. Without military support, Russia could face internal unrest and chaos. Remember Chechnya? Remember those neighbors eyeing Russia's resource-rich territory? Without a military, those border disputes could escalate quickly. Imagine a fence between you and your neighbor disappearing. Suddenly, disputes over property lines become urgent. Multiply that by thousands of miles and you see the potential for conflict. Old grudges and territorial ambitions could lead to a volatile situation. International relations, much like high school, can be a fickle game of alliances and social hierarchies. And in this game, military power is a pretty big popularity booster. So what happens when the once mighty Russia shows up to the diplomatic dance without its +1? Well, for starters, it gets a lot fewer invitations. Countries that once courted Russia's favor might be less inclined to do so, without that military might backing them up. This diplomatic isolation could manifest in exclusion from international organizations. Remember those economic woes we talked about earlier? Well, they could get a whole lot worse if the international community decides to play hardball. Economic sanctions, those pesky penalties imposed on countries for, shall we say, unfavorable behavior, could become a fact of life for a militarily weakened Russia. Now, you might be thinking, but why? If Russia doesn't have a military, why would anyone need to sanction them? Well, my friend, in the world of international politics, perception is reality. And the perception of a vulnerable, unstable Russia could be enough to spook some countries into taking preemptive measures. Nature, as they say, abhors a vacuum. In geopolitics, that vacuum is filled by power. With Russia out, regional players step in, vying for influence and resources. Think of it like a game of Risk. The remaining players scramble to claim territory. This could mean increased assertiveness from China, Turkey, or even Japan. Okay, so far we've talked a lot about geopolitics and economics, but let's not forget the human cost of all this hypothetical upheaval. Because when a country as large and influential as Russia experiences this level of instability, humanitarian crises are almost inevitable. Think mass displacement of people fleeing conflict zones, shortages of essential goods and services, and a breakdown of law and order. The international community would be faced with a daunting challenge: how to provide aid and assistance to a country that's both vast and potentially hostile. We've reached the final countdown, folks. Removing Russia from the global chessboard changes the entire game. Alliances might crumble, new partnerships emerge, and the balance of power shifts dramatically. China, emboldened by Russia's absence, becomes more assertive. The ripple effects are almost impossible to predict. So there you have it, folks. 10 potential consequences of a world where Russia trades its military might. Is this a utopian dream or a dystopian nightmare? It's a thought experiment on the complexities of our world. Thanks for watching. Like, share, and subscribe for more intriguing content. Let us know in the comments what other scenarios you'd like us to explore.